Everybody remembers Bluto. Everybody remembers Otter. Everybody remembers the toga party. But here's the thing. Animal House would not have become one of the most beloved comedies of all time without four unforgettable women. One disappeared from Hollywood completely. One was an iconic Playboy playmate. One was a successful model, but is still defined by a single role. And one went on to become a Hollywood star opposite Indiana Jones. Let's take a look at the women who helped make Animal House a classic. One of the most memorable women in Animal House appeared in just a few scenes. Millions of movie fans assumed she was destined to become a major star. Instead, she practically vanished from Hollywood. Her story is just one of the fascinating paths taken by the women of Animal House. Lisa Baur may be one of the greatest one-and-done actresses in movie history. She had a small part in Animal House, but made a lasting impression on pretty much every straight male who saw this iconic movie. Lisa played Shelly Dubinsky, a sweet and lovely co-ed at Emily Dickinson College, which was the women's college that Otter and the Delta House guys visited on their infamous road trip. She's the roommate of Fawn Lebowitz, a girl who has just died in a bizarre kiln accident. Otter tricks her into believing he's Fran's fiancé, and then parlays that into a date with Shelly, along with 3 dates with her friends for his Delta friends.
I don't know how to tell you, so I'm just gonna tell you. Fawn's dead.
She's dead? Did she put you up to this? Oh, that minx. What a lively sense of humor. Sophomore dies in kiln explosion?
They end up at the Dexter Lake Club, where they run into Otis Day and the Knights. Otter gets Shelly into the back seat of the car, setting up the infamous makeout scene as he takes off Shelly's sweater. And then, of course, we have chaos as the Delta gang comes running out of the club. Needless to say, Lisa's nude scene here became iconic. Call her naive or just painfully nice. But Shelly may just be one of the coolest chicks in movie history. She's the ultimate girl next door who falls for a guy she feels sorry for. Even after the evening's debacle, she still had a thing for Otter as she chatted with her horrified girlfriends on their walk home. Lisa played this role perfectly, and if you asked any of the guys who saw this movie when it came out, they would have bet almost anything that she was destined for great things in Hollywood. But other than a brief appearance as a beauty pageant contestant on Charlie's Angels, Lisa disappeared from Hollywood, much to the chagrin of all her new fans. Lisa has notoriously protected her privacy and avoided retrospective interviews about the film. We certainly respect that, but like many fans, we would have loved to hear from her over the years. We all hope she's doing well, and we hope she has fond memories of playing Shelly in Animal House. While Lisa played the ultimate girl next door as Shelly, blonde bombshell Mary Louise Weller played a very different character as the uptight sorority sister, Mandy Pepperidge. Along with Martha Smith as Babs, she played one of the 2 classic blonde sorority girls in the film, both adding the perfect touch of eye candy to this wild film. Mary Louise began her professional life as a successful fashion model in New York City, where she became one of the top models of her era. She was frequently described as a top New York model before transitioning to acting. She's tall with a perfect figure, and her striking blonde looks and presence helped establish her in the modeling world during the late 60s and 70s. She had a number of television and movie roles over the years, but she'll always be known for her role as Mandy. Mandy is the prim, proper, and somewhat snobbish girlfriend of Greg Marmalade, the arrogant leader of the rival Omega frat. Mandy embodies the stuck-up, rich sorority girl archetype, but she also reveals at times that deep down she has a soft spot for the wild deltas. And of course, she ends up with Bluto in a hilarious twist at the end of the movie. Fans will never forget the iconic scene where Bluto climbs a ladder to peek in the window as Mandy undresses. Inside her room, Mandy begins to undress after returning from a date with Greg. She slowly removes her outer dress, revealing classic early 60s style lingerie with a lacy bra, panties, thigh-high stockings, and a garter belt. Wow. In a signature John Belushi moment, as Mandy undresses, Bluto turns directly to the camera, raises his eyebrows with a mischievous, conspiratorial grin, breaking the fourth wall as he enjoys the view. Scenes like this made Animal House a sensation and helped kick off the raunchy comedy era in Hollywood. Mary Louise went on to have small roles in Hollywood, and she did more TV commercials. But she'll always be remembered as Mandy. She was perfect for the role, and we certainly appreciate her willingness to show off her beautiful figure in the movie. And that brings us to the other blonde bombshell in the film in Martha Smith, who played the scheming sorority girl Barbara "Babs" Jansen in the movie. Babs was the embodiment of the classic blonde sorority girl along with Mandy, but she was also hilarious with her over-the-top portrayal of the character. Martha played up the snooty sorority girl angle to the hilt, which made Babs one of the more memorable characters in the film. Martha initially read for the Mandy part, but loved the idea of playing the scheming Babs, giving the character a playful Southern accent. She's hilarious and gorgeous throughout the movie, and has that iconic scene at the end of the parade when her dress is accidentally ripped off, leaving her standing in her lingerie-style underwear and thigh-highs in front of the entire crowd. She screams in humiliation while trying to cover herself, and then we get the postscript saying that Babs became a tour guide at Universal Studios, with the on-screen note, "Ask for Babs." This became a thing for years at Universal Studios, where fans would get a discount if they asked for Babs. Martha is also one of our all-time favorite Playboy playmates. Look for her pictorial, and you'll thank us. She's simply stunning. Martha was discovered by a Playboy scout while attending Michigan State University. At age 20, she was chosen as Miss July 1973. This led to a successful modeling and spokesmodel career, and her modeling background helped launch her into acting. It's too bad she also didn't get a nude scene in the movie. In interviews, Martha explains that the cast didn't do much improvisation with their roles. The script was hilarious as written, and director John Landis focused on having the cast read the lines on the page. Still, she did get some brief but very memorable lines in there. In the famous scene where she calls Bluto, John Belushi, a pig before the food fight, she added with P-I-G spelling.
This is absolutely gross. That boy is a P-I-G pig.
Also, she frantically blurted "Teddy" when Greg punched her teddy bear. Both of these simple improvs helped to define the Babs character. Martha continued her acting career after Animal House, with roles in movies and on TV, including a prominent role as Francine Desmond, the intelligence agent and rival to Kate Jackson's character on the CBS series Scarecrow and Mrs. King in the 80s. And finally, we have Karen Allen, who, like Lisa Baur, comes across as the ultimate girl next door. As Katy, she's beautiful, funny, and playful. Exactly the kind of girl you dream about dating in college. But unlike Shelly, she's not naive. She knows exactly what frat guys are capable of, and she wants Boon to grow up. Which of course is probably her only flaw. She's a little too mature for her own good. While she gets a kick out of all the craziness at the Delta House, seeming to have real affection for all the characters, She also wants Boon all to herself.
Is this really what you're gonna do for the rest of your life?
What do you mean?
I mean, hanging around with a bunch of animals, getting drunk every weekend.
No. After I graduate, I'm gonna get drunk every night.
I think I'm in love with a retard.
Is he bigger than me?
Karen Allen's performance as Katy is radiant, warm, and without artifice. She has an open, joyous, intelligent face with big, beautiful eyes and an intoxicating smile that feels genuine rather than Hollywood glam. In a movie full of broad caricatures and over-the-top antics, Katy feels like a real person. While most of the film revolves around the wild, juvenile antics of the Delta fraternity brothers, Katy serves as one of the more level-headed, mature voices in the story. She's a college senior who is clearly ready to move on from the frat party lifestyle, but remains tied to Boon despite his immaturity and divided loyalties. Unlike the sorority girls, like Mandy and Babs, or the party-obsessed guys, Katy is portrayed as smart, sarcastic, and realistic about the future. She's exasperated by Boon's constant prioritization of his fraternity brothers over their relationship, and that leads her to cheat on Boon with her professor. In the film's end credits epilogue, it's jokingly noted that Boon and Katy got married and divorced multiple times, reflecting their on-again, off-again dynamic. Of all the actresses in Animal House, Karen Allen went on to have the best career in movies, and she leveraged the core vibe of the Katy character into other memorable roles. Karen could pull off an effortless, radiant charm without Hollywood artifice. She gave her characters a natural, authentic warmth, intelligence, and sharp wit, mixed with emotional depth. She comes across as real and relatable. Steven Spielberg cast Karen as Marion in Raiders of the Lost Ark, partly because of her work in Animal House, seeing her as the perfect match for a strong, feisty heroine. Like Katy, Marion is no damsel. She runs a bar in Nepal, drinks men under the table, throws punches, and trades rapid-fire banter with Indiana Jones. She's tough, resourceful, and holds her own in a male-dominated adventure world, an early archetype of the capable, spirited action heroine. Karen brings raw, intense feeling to their rekindled romance, mixing anger, passion, sarcasm, and warmth. Her expressive face and joyful grin convey real person vulnerability beneath the toughness, much like Katy's exasperated yet loving reactions to Boon. In a blockbuster filled with spectacle, Marion, like Katy, feels like a real woman, smart, fun, flawed, and magnetic. This cool partner ideal amplified the Katy vibe on a cinematic scale, creating an iconic role and making Karen Allen a fan-favorite crush and launching her to stardom. In John Carpenter's Starman, a quieter sci-fi romance, Karen plays Jenny Hayden, a grieving young widow whose life is upended when an alien assumes the form of her deceased husband. Critics and fans often call this one of Karen's best or most underrated performances, as her performance shines in quiet, intimate moments, conveying profound sadness, longing, and tentative joy through expressive eyes and subtle facial work. Her authentic presence carries forward the same unpretentious, radiant quality that made Katy and Marion so endearing. Across these roles, Karen Allen consistently delivers characters who feel alive and three-dimensional, witty and tough when needed, but always rooted in genuine emotion, warmth, and intelligence. But it all started with Katy and her amazing vibe, that ideal of a smart, fun, real woman who can keep up with the guys and stand on her own. It's easy to think of Animal House as the story of the Delta fraternity, but that's only part of the story. The film worked because the chaos of Bluto, Otter, Boon, and the rest was balanced by unforgettable women who brought beauty, humor, heart, and personality to every scene. Shelly, Mandy, Babs, and Katy weren't just supporting characters. They became part of what made Animal House a cultural phenomenon. Nearly 50 years later, fans still remember them. And that's why these performances continue to matter. Which Animal House woman was your favorite? Shelly, Mandy, Babs, or Katy? Let us know in the comments.